these are different cutting heads that are available, as far as one for cancellous, cutting's very aggressive, and then this one here is one that's made up with a lot of segmented blades, and then one that is out of a solid piece. This was an experimental head here. We're finding that this works a little bit better. Secondary blade that we'll be talking about in the assembly, and the blank secondary blade, which is used whenever you are looking for bigger particle sizes or the cancellous cutting head is being used. The screens can range anywhere from roughly 125 micron as far as the material coming out to like the cancellous doesn't use a screen, it uses just the spacer, and the material that comes out of there is roughly 1 millimeter. Okay. The secondary cutting blade is always going to be on your left as you drop it on the end cap, like so. Okay. Now we're going to start the screws in. The one long screw with the shoulder turned back on it always goes in and lines up with the window. Okay, now we're going to take and drop in the main cutting head. Same way, screw with the shoulder, lines up with the window. Don't have to be overly tight, just snug them good. The screen just drops in. Actually, if it's laying on the table, it will just slide in, like so. Okay, now you look and make sure that you're cutting. The main cutting head is, whenever it's rotating clockwise, that your cutting edge is going that direction. Okay, the top plate, this hole here is a water hole, comes into this port right here. These little serrations there is where the waters can flow down on top of the cutting head. Just drops on like so. 4 retaining screws. Again, just snugging them. install the key. If you'll notice, it's got places where a screw's been tightened on it. You always want to make sure that those are pointing up so the key doesn't get stuck in the shaft. Coupling slides on, pretty much flush with the end. Or if you look at the mill, the other one, and use it to control the distance as far as that one there is sticking out or not. We're going to make it flush. Sometimes the shaft may protrude from the end of it 1/16 of an inch or so. It just varies. Set it down, slide it forward, and you'll want to take your fingers and drop them down here, and be careful where you can rotate the shaft until you line up with your Lovejoy. It's in here. Okay. Make sure your things are lined up, and it'll slide right in. These screws are, again, will be snug. If you over tighten them, you may have a problem with where the screen won't want to retract. Well, you just have to back off the screws, tension a little bit, but it doesn't take a lot of pressure. Just snug. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the feed tube. The air cylinder, if it's down, like so, then it won't open. So you have to just stand it upright, and gravity should cause it to feed back, and then it will open. You always want to make sure that this is in that position. That's pretty much all there is to the feed tube. We'll take it and set it on the machine. Take the push-pull pin. It has a button in the center of it. You push that button and it causes those little balls to drop back, and then it will slide in easily. But it will not come back out unless you push that button and pull. It's called a push-pull pin. As far as holding the tower in place, it's got a little indentation in it that whenever you screw it down, it drops into that, locates everything, like so. Your air lines, the bottom air line hooks up like so. Top air line. To release the air lines, you just pull on this like so. Drop them out. If you're looking for real coarse material as far as your grinding goes, again, you may want to take the screen out and put in just the solid spacer that takes the place of the screen. Just drops in like so. Again, you just run your screws in a ways, and it's in there. That's if you're doing large particle sizes. Okay, the screens have 5 screws. You just take these screws out, remove that screen, do your cleaning, whatever. You can drop the new screen in its place. Just drops in, screws back in, tighten it down. They're small screws, so it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to mess them up. But they're good and snug is the rule on these.